Most important questions, 3 marks. First, explain the balanced diet and its function. Balanced diet. The balanced diet is that which is consisted of various constituent of food in accurate and appropriate quantity and quality according to the requirement of an individual. Functions of balanced diet. Sufficient energy is given by balanced diet. It helps individual to grow and develop to optimum level. Proper functioning of organ is done by the balanced diet. It helps to repair or replace the worn out tissues. Balanced diet improves the defense of the body. Next question. Mention micronutrients which are important for body. Vitamins and minerals are micronutrients which are needed for our body in small amount, but they have their importance for the body. Next question. Write the importance of protein in our body. Proteins are basic structure of all living cells. Proteins are main components of muscles, tendon, ligaments, organs, glands, and all living body fluids like enzymes, hormones, and blood. Proteins are needed for growth and development of body. It helps to repair or replace the worn out tissues. It does not provide energy in normal routine, whereas it acts as energy source only under extreme starvation. Proteins are required for making blood, muscles, nails, skin, hair, and body parts, and repair them when needed, and are important in some situations like early development and maturation, pregnancy, lactation, or injury like birth, etc. Next question. The difference between types of carbohydrates, simple and complex carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates give quick energy. On the other hand, complex carbohydrate does not. The types of simple carbohydrates are glucose, galactose, fructose, maltose, sucrose, and lactose. Complex carbohydrates are starch, glycogen, dextrine, and cellulose. Simply carbohydrates are called monosaccharides, while complex are called polysaccharides. Complex carbohydrates are sweet in taste. Simple carbohydrates can be absorbed quickly. On the other side, complex carbohydrate takes time. Simple carbohydrates can be dissolved in water, but complex cannot. 5 pitfalls of dietary. That is, pitfalls of dietary is disadvantages of dietary. That is, following are the disadvantages of dietary. First, extreme reduction of calories. Person reduce the diet considerably, which causes low level of energy. This person feel tiredness, body aches, etc. Skipping meals. Person often skip meals to reduce weight, whereas in react meals they take large amount of food. Low energy diet. The person take diet without fats and less carbohydrates, by which health is affected. Not performing physical activity. People often considering reducing diet good for controlling weight, and they neglect physical activity, which is equally important for healthy lifestyle. Taking less liquid. People often think that drinking water or liquid makes them to gain weight, which is wrong. Next question. Question 6. How water is useful for us? Explain briefly. Water is very useful component of our diet because blood comprises of 90% of water. With help of water through blood, the nutrients are carried to various tissues. It is important for secretion of waste product. It regulates body temperature. Our body loses approximately 2% of our body weight or water per day. We compensate the loss of water by drinking water and by intake of food substances. It also functions as a lubricant, keeps the skin moist and protects the body from shock. Amount 20%, about 20% of water intake comes from food and remaining intake come from drinking water. Next question. How food intolerance is treated? What are systems? Explain in brief. Food intolerance is treated by medical help where we know the food which causes problem. Food intolerance is more common than food allergy. Food intolerance is a term used widely for varied physiological response associated with a particular food. The individual element of certain food cannot be properly purposed and absorbed by our discolored system of food intolerance. Food intolerance can cause nausea, stomach pain, diarrhea, vomiting, flatulence, gas, cramps, heartburn, headache, irritability, or nervous. Next. What do you mean by bulimia nervosa? Mention causes. It is eating disorder characterized by binge eating and consuming a large amount of food in short time. And after taking food, person try to get rid of one of the consumed food by vomiting, taking a laxative, or excessive exercise to reduce weight. Two causes of bulimia nervosa. First, purging type. Individual which has this type of vomit that is self-induced, use of laxative or diuretics, that is water pills, to avoid gaining weight from binge. Second, non-purging type. Individual engaged in self in regular fasting or excessive exercise. First, abdominal level of hormones. Second, dietary. Last question. Is fat useful or not useful for us and for our body? Explain. Fat are stored in body and are used as emergency source of energy. Fat is important source of energy for long duration activities and important for proper functioning of glands and other internal organs. It helps in transportation of fat soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. It helps in blood clotting and maintenance of skin, hair. Our diet consists of 5 to 10% of fat. Higher intake of fat, high risk of obesity and many heart diseases. Fat maintain